Good morning, everyone. My name is Jolt. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I just got into blockchain like 2 years ago, but before that, for like 13 years, I'm in cybersecurity. I'm a mathematician by training, and we started with like the proper crypto, which is cryptography. And we designed algorithms for BA systems, kinetic, and so on, here in Cheltenham. This project that we are doing is actually not a project anymore. So it's a 5-year-old company. We are serving already customers, and we have a product ready. But what it is about, actually, I need a... Sorry. Excuse me, I need a switcher somewhere. Yeah, I need to switch. Sorry. Okay, so what's R3 about? We basically want to make life much more easier for, from the security point of view for the whole society, including obviously blockchain-based companies, exchanges, wallets, and so on, by reducing the consequences of attacks. But we'll talk about this in a bit of a detail in the next minute. So why is cybersecurity a big issue? So a usual hack, and we are not talking about exchanges and wallets yet, but just normal banks, e-commerce sites. The normal cost is like about 3 million per hack or per, let's say, attack. And all of the big corporations were basically targeted, and people lost data, people lost money on this, and especially the recovery side as well. Okay. So there is a report by Cybersecurity Ventures that says that by 2021, the average damage cost will be like the annual damage cost will be like 6 trillion. So it's a huge business, it's a huge problem. So how we tackle it? So the problem is like in the internet or even in the blockchain, there are billions of addressable targets who are sitting ducks, meaning that these targets are stationary. And they are not, they're easy to find, they are easy to snoop around. And if the hacker really wants to get in, he gets in. So that's basically the main problem. So attackers always know more than you because they have time to look around, they have the capability to run softwares, and they can time their attack whenever they want to. We are tackling this problem, actually. How do we do this? This technology is called moving target defense, meaning that out of these sitting ducks, we are basically creating moving targets. We move the content and the access points around so that the hacker, what basically discovered 2 weeks ago or even 1 hour ago, the target is not going to be there, but on another location. And this is how we get basically the upper hand towards attackers, because with this we call it like a constant rotation. So the situation is very simple. So for the non-technical ones, if there is a house where the burglar wants to get in, he can go through the firewalls, cameras, and so on, but by the time he gets in, the house is not going to be there, but it's going to rotate to the next street. And then the hacker or the burglar needs to reinitiate the attack, which is super hard and super time consuming. And sooner or later we'll catch them, but that's the next step, basically. Okay, so this is basically how it works. So the yellow ones are online, and the orange ones are offline. And we do rotations in every minute, every half an hour, whenever the customer needs it. And basically this server, which is online now, like this one, next minute it's going to be offline and never comes online again. And we basically build up the whole ecosystem, so the whole server from a pristine or a clean state. It sounds easy, but from the technical point of view, it's not that easy, actually. So basically, we got this endorsement from the former CTO of Lockheed Martin. They were actually, they are still customers of ours. And he nicely put it that what we do is basically we dynamically shift the attack surface. Okay. Oh, okay. It's quite risky, but yeah. So in the cybersecurity risk management, there is this equation which is, I don't know, 10 years old or something. So risk equals threats multiplied by vulnerabilities multiplied by consequences. We don't do much, especially in the first phases. We don't do much about the first two. So we are kind of a threat agnostic. We are vulnerability agnostic. But what we do is minimize the consequences to nearly zero. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I like to call it as a paradigm shift in cybersecurity because we are not building higher walls around the house or around the servers, but actually changing the location of the server, minimizing the intrusion access time and the lower cost. So basically, this is about the technology. It's so far what we have is basically a proven technology which uses virtualization, blockchain, and ultra-low residence time. Yeah. So the existing customers and track record so far. We started with on-premises solutions about 5 years ago, serving quite big names in the US. The trouble is with the on-premise solution, that it's not scalable. We cannot really sell it to thousands of enterprises because it's very consulting heavy and so on and so on. Hence, we move to the next phase, which is normal hosting or cloud hosting services. So our solution is available on AWS now, and we are building up towards Google and HP as well. So we have the contracts, but we haven't deployed the solutions yet. However, scaling up with more complex servers and ecosystems, it's a bit of a challenging for us. That's why we went for, how should I say, kind of a lower hanging fruits or easier targets. And those are the decentralized hosting providers. So we did a pilot for BitTorrent, which is decentralized hosting, but not on the blockchain yet. But these guys, storage, Filecoin, so IPFS infrastructure, and the next generation that's actually being developed by HP now, and it's going to be out probably in September. So we have the solution for them as well, not only for the rotation, but basically storing the ledgers and storing the pristine states as well. Okay, so we are obviously attacking a quite big market. This is the traditional one, cybersecurity market, but also the cybersecurity market on the blockchain or blockchain-related companies is getting quite big. You know what happened with Binance last week and actually this week, sorry, and a lot of exchanges has been hacked. And basically, what we can do is we cannot really stop the hackers getting in to Mt. Gox or to Binance, but we can actually stop them stealing basically all the assets from there. So this is the milestone what we have right now. We've done the static sites. We've got the moving target for decentralized as well. So we are a bit ahead of our time. We'll do it by the end of this year. We'll containerize it so that it can be integrated into more basically wherever. And the next step is going to be IoT. We have partners for that, so probably that is going to come earlier as well. The industrial control systems part is being developed, but it's not going to be too much of a focus. So, okay, nice. It's completely messed up, but. This is what I've been talking about now, is like decentralized hosting and validating whether the server is in a pristine state or whether the rotation was done on time. That's kind of a blockchain 2.0. But what we are planning, and that's the end game by end of 2019, is a decentralized threat intelligence exchange, meaning that if you compare the pristine or the clean state of the server and the actual state of the server, out of the differences, you can basically guess, what the problem is. So, and if it's a known vulnerability or if it's an unknown vulnerability. The unknown vulnerability called 0-day, that's a big business, but even the known vulnerability as well. So how can we use our tokens? That's going to be probably the next slide, or actually here. So the trouble is, like the easy way to use the tokens is basically just purchase our services, but that's 1.0. The other way how to use this, how to use the tokens or how to get the tokens is that when you publish a threat, you get tokens on our basically ecosystem, and if you validate the threat as a researcher as well, then you get tokens as well, and you can use the tokens basically to sell it on an exchange or reuse it for our services. But yeah, we have a veteran team. We did several exits. Adam's done an exit to Samsung. I've done one to Google, one to BA Systems, and so on and so on. And Zsombor is our blockchain expert. And we have obviously more team members as well. Also experienced advisory board members. So like, for example, Andreas was the one who created the first wallet ever. It's called Mycelium. Probably most of you are aware of that. Professor Sood, he's the go-to guy on moving target defense in the US. Damiano is an industrial control systems expert. Alex is an ex-Homeland Security guy who's focusing on blockchain now as well, and some blockchain-related guys like Jeff and Tarek as well. But obviously, so this is why we are actually here. So we are doing an ICO. We started the public pre-sale 5 days ago. We are already quite on the track. We're raising 30 million, and yeah, a bit more than 1/3 already sold, and we still have a few weeks to actually reach our target. So anyone who wants to contribute, very welcome. Just see us at our booth, which is, I think, booth 38. So, and they can get all these informations as well. Oh yeah, that's basically that. We have a valid business. So like, obviously we have competitors, not for the blockchain yet, but for the moving target defense, quite a few companies. And yeah, this basically this is it. Anyone has a question at this point? Otherwise, just come to our booth and we'll answer your questions. Thank you.